What up? Hi, Aaron. You rolling into chat? Hear me okay? Can't hear anything very well. I think my headset's dying. You can hear me? Good. That's all that's needed. I actually need to defrost some chicken because I didn't do that earlier. Because I'm noob. I forgot. I forgot, chat. I forgot. How's everyone doing anyway? On this fine Friday. All of this. Apparently. Some of it. Okay. Can I hear you? I can see your messages that you've written, and I can infer what you would be saying if you were to communicate those messages through speech. So in that way, yes, I hear you. Hi, Andreas. It's Thursday. Did I say it was Friday? Gosh, I'm losing track. I'm losing the plot. Defrost. I'm gonna nuke it. Don't care. Sorry. Yeah, no, I don't have wild chickens that I can... I used to actually work with someone who had wild chickens. She used to complain that the foxes would get to them all the time. And she'd go up in the morning and there'd just be like feathers and blood everywhere. No, I normally buy... I don't... Fresh isn't the right word, is it? Like, you know, chicken breasts from the chilled out, but they are a bit more expensive. So I had a bag of frozen breasts, which I meant to take one out and slow defrost it this morning. Oh my gosh, this onion's not playing ball. But I forgot. I was doing other stuff and I got carried away. Fear not, we have our microwave for just that purpose, to defrost things. So I'm just going to defrost it, then I'm going to whack it in a pan, and we're going to just cook it a little bit. That's the plan. Get that pan out ready. Little pan. You wish it was Friday. Don't, as my mum always says, don't wish your life away. Which I'd be like, yeah, I know, but I don't want to be at work. She'd be like, don't wish your life away. What? Shut up. But I guess what I would say, in addition to that, an addendum, if you will, is, I guess, just, enjoy what you can of the day. So we're going to chop onion, we're going to chop pepper, got a nice red pepper, and then I think the only thing I need to do is the chicken. No, you don't have to have chicken in a paella. In fact, I could have just ignored this section, that having chicken at all. That's not what you'd have in a traditional paella. Traditional paella is just seafood. However, my late grandmother used to always add different kind of bits of meat in it. Almost like a surprise. What kind of pie are you having? I'll wait and see. There'll always be seafood in there. But there'd also be other things. Kind of want the chicken to be on the go. Gonna heat up some oil. Do we have any oil left in this bottle? We do. Yeah, so she would put like bits of pork in there sometimes and stuff like that. Third what? If I missed something. Glorious paella, or are you doing it mountain style with shrimps? So I have a seafood mix that has squid, prawns, and mussels, which is what I traditionally have in a paella personally. Enjoyment is for losers? What? Why so negative? Your grandparents finally got Wi-Fi? Nice. Am I losing? Is Leah? Are you talking to someone that I can't see? I'm really confused. What the hell is going on in chat right now? Like I'm actually lost. Can you help me, please? I'm really confused. Maybe I'm just being slow. I have not had much sleep over the past few days. So maybe I'm just sleep deprived and I've lost the art of conversation. I've got a really bad ulcer on my gum, right next to one of my impacted wisdom teeth. It's one of the wisdom teeth on the bottom that hasn't emerged, hasn't come through, and because of that, sorry, the camera's going to be a bit all over the place. Because of that, it causes me issues. Long story short, the only way they can fix it is by cutting my jaw open, which will like damage all the nerves. It means I'll lose sensation in my jaw, which I said I didn't want to do. And you know what? To be fair, like it's been sort of 15 years, and I'm still going strong. But yeah, if I get an ulcer around that area, I end up having a bad time. So basically, the entire side of my face. Not my face, maybe that's being a bit extreme, but like my jaw on my right side is I can basically feel all the teeth on the bottom row throbbing. It's very painful. I'm not a fan of it. Alright. You know if people leave a comment on a video like first, you're third in the stream. Right, okay. I see what you mean. Okay, that's what I thought you were, and then your next messages, I thought, wait, have I missed something here? Sometimes I miss a message in chat, especially on a Thursday when I have to look at my laptop. It's not an ideal situation. Okay, so I'm going to just going to pop this chicken. Oh, sizzle, sizzle. Getting oil absolutely everywhere. Let's go. Yeah, so we're just going to seal off that chicken, and we'll be adding that in later. Oh, I need to get the extractor fan on. Bear with me. It's going to be noisy, so I apologize in advance. The beauty, yeah, I mean, it's not very nice. But, like I said, fuck, that's spitting at me. It's been like I said, like 10-15 years? Quite a while. And I'm dealing with it. It's just, every now and again I have to deal with pain. It just makes me very irritable, which has been doing this week. But it is what it is. Alright, this chicken is cooking off much faster than I anticipated, probably because the pan got so hot so quickly. Let's try and chop these peppers. I haven't looked at chat, I'm sorry. I need to kind of crack on with this in terms of timing. We got to get this pepper chopped up, and then essentially as I was describing in Leah's stream yesterday, actually, the way that I'm making paella is it's almost just like a risotto. And in fact, I'm not using the paella rice. I'm using arborio rice, which is what you use for a risotto. They're functionally the same. For those of you who don't know the difference, so you know when you cook rice, you put rice in water, and then the rice kind of absorbs that water. With arborio rice, you want like the rice to be kind of flavorful, right? And what you do is generally you cook it in stock, broth, and the process of you know when you're boiling it will cause the rice to kind of absorb all of that all of that juice, all of the stuff, the good stuff. But yeah, rice flavorful. Well, that's the thing. Like when you have traditional rice, I'll show you the different type of rice. Oh, I don't know if you're interested. I'm just trolling, but I'll explain anyway. So this is what's called arborio rice, arborio risotto rice, and I spilled some all over the floor. And basically, you can get paella rice, which is very, very, very similar. So they're pretty much interchangeable. And yeah, because we're using chicken stock in this, that rice will absorb all of the flavor from all of the spices, all of the chicken stock, all of the okay, I think that's actually good now. I'll take that off. All of the tomatoes, everything that we add is going to be absorbed into that rice. So the rice itself becomes very tasty because the rice is it's the cornerstone to this dish basically. And if the rice is just very bland, then well, it's no good, is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful here because there's a lot of oil just kind of splattered everywhere. But I want to not burn my hand in the process. Okay. I'll get the pan on there quickly. Okay, so we've done our chicken, we've done this. What else do I need to sort out? I need to open up my tomatoes. Doesn't Jordan or something eat rice by itself? So what Jordan has is rice pudding. He eats a lot of rice pudding. I can't speak for him in what his process is, but generally rice pudding is, obviously rice, but you have like sugar and milk and stuff like that, and it makes it quite sweet. But you can have excuse me, you can just have rice on its own. The thing with rice, it's how you cook it properly, and if people just boil it in a not so nice way, then yeah, it's not great. But when I've had like fried rice that I've made and stuff like that, it's really nice. It's about the stuff that you add to it. But having rice on its own, if you can make it like, do you know what is really nice? If you're having a curry or something like that, if you add coconut milk, a bit of coconut milk to rice, after you've kind of fluffed it up, and then you allow that to absorb in, it's super nice. Also, my other favorite is garlic butter rice, which is also good with different types of curries. So we've done our chicken, we've prepped our veg. Oh shit, do you know what I haven't prepped? God damn, how could I forget this? Oh dear. Unbelievable. Forgetting one of the key ingredients. I was just about to kick everything off there. It's time to get the sausage out. So, this is chorizo, or as English heathens pronounce it, chorizo. Chorizo is some dried, cured pork. Hi Carrie, how you doing? Rice pudding is to die for. So my mum used to make it. My mum made rice pudding one way. My grandmother used to make it a different way with lots of cinnamon. It was really, really nice. Then she said you can't speak on the process for eating raw bread. There is no process. Not raw bread, not raw. I mean, if people want to eat things, that's fine. But, you know, there are ways of making it tastier. What did you think of Andreas saying better a greasy hob than a greasy knob? I mean, I'd agree. If your knob's greasy, that's a bit weird. Did you guess who is unemployed and miserable? Not you, because you're employed and miserable. Nice! So what are you employed with, Carrie? Are you employed in the shop, or are you employed... Oh, you're still waiting to hear back from the recruitment thing, right? So we just need to chop the chorizo here. Usually I would recommend not chopping the meat next with the veg. However, this chorizo you can eat as is. So it's not the end of the world. Obviously I didn't chop the raw chicken on here because that would not be good. Gordon Ramsay wouldn't approve. So basically we're prepping everything here. We got the chorizo, we got our chicken over there, which we've seared off. We've got our onion, we've got our red peppers. This is a recipe from my mum. Actually, my mum is actually on my English side, but she does a lot of Spanish cuisine, obviously. My dad's side being Spanish, and yeah. This is her recipe, and she does recommend using red and yellow peppers, but then again I'm trimming down this recipe a little bit because there is a lot here, and we're only cooking for like less people. Only going to be 3 people eating. Right now part-time in shop and part-time graphic designer. Hey, congratulations. Okay, celebrating capitalism. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm celebrating capitalism. I'd say I'm celebrating a friend being able to put food on the table. How about that? Alright, so we got our pan over here. And I'm going to just put a bit of oil in. And I will move you guys closer to the action in one moment. Because soon this chopping board is going to be empty. You buy sausage? It is sausage. Do you want to see the leftover sausage, Kareem? Sausage. Yeah. It's a chorizo. Right, I'm going to take the toaster. And I'm going to take you guys on a trip. There we go. So you guys can see this now. So this is where all the action is going to be happening. It's not vegan sausage. How dare you? So, oil is heating up. That pan was, well, this pan has been heating up for a while. Now this is the difficult bit because new chopping board, I say new, we've had it for like a month now, but it is a little difficult to operate with because it has this annoying ridge here where bits get stuck. So I'm putting the onion in first. I'm going to put the pepper in as well. This bit of pepper has not been chopped. Who didn't chop this pepper properly? Raise your hand. So what we're doing, we're just adding in this veg first into the oil, and we want to, there we go. We want to see that soften up a bit. So, gonna get this and just mix this around a little bit. And then I'm going to be adding some garlic. Now, This recipe, like I said, is from my mum, but I have adapted it a little bit because, like any spawn of a human, they think they know better than the human that created them. But don't tell my mum that. So we're just going to let that soften up a little bit. CeeJaey, no, hey, don't. Stop compelling me into this. Can you hear that brunch on Friday? Damn. Didn't realize you and my mum were that close. So I'm going to get the paprika and the thyme ready. We've got plenty of time. That's a little spice joke, guys. The joke being, thyme, T-H-Y-M-E, is pronounced the same as time, T-I-M-E. Little wordplay for you. Little wordplay for you on a Thursday. Harmless fun. Harmless fun. Alright. I'm going to be adding in some garlic. Because garlic is amazeballs. That's a chef joke. Not joke, sorry. A chef term. Legitimate term. It's a joke being you can't get away with it? Look. I don't get away with my jokes, unfortunately. People always call me out for my jokes. Okay. We've thrown in our garlic. Hi, Sweet. How you doing? Give this another little stir. The thing with spices is that generally with spices, if you add them earlier in the dish, that is when you get kind of like the overall flavor. But if you want a stronger flavor from a particular spice, you add it towards the end of the dish. So garlic I'm adding in there. I just wanted the veg to soften first. If you add garlic too early, then because it is what it is, it's kind of small, it will end up, you know, getting unfortunately burnt. We're going to add in the chorizo now. We add the chorizo kind of early because, like I said, you can eat the chorizo as it is, but what we want to do with this is we want the chorizo to be cooked a little bit, not just kind of like boiled with all the other liquidy stuff. It will actually be cooked a little bit, and then it will start releasing some of the oils, and it'll be really nice. So we'll get a bit of a red color from this soon, and that'll be a good sign. So we're going to let this go for a little bit. It's getting harder to read chat. Someone stole your seat at the train platform? Should have been like, excuse me. Can you hear that? The reverb of CeeJaey's voice? What do you mean? I don't know if you guys can see it very well because there's a lot of steam going on, and this is only 720p because laptop, but you start to see a little bit of the red oils coming out from the chorizo, and that just all adds to the flavor. If you add it in late, you don't really get that. You just get the chorizo being in there, and I mean, it'll probably be cooked. It's not like it'll be tough or anything, but you don't get the early flavor kind of like into it. Know what I mean? It's like a cave echo sound. It may be because there's noise suppression, because the extractor fan's going on in the background. I don't know. I don't know, because I can't really hear myself, unfortunately. Now, this is not a dish you can eat if you don't drink alcohol, because we're going to be putting some wine in. So this is paprika, hot smoked paprika that is. to be specific. We're also going to put in some thyme. Little tip for you, be careful if you're using glass jars like this with your herbs. If you're doing it over something that is steaming like this, it will steam it up, and if it is something that doesn't like to get wet, then it will steam it up, and then you'll end up with like stuff clogging. Common culprit of this is like garlic or onion salt. These things are starting to darken up a little bit here. I've got the paprika and the thyme in now. Now I'm going to put in some vino. This is white wine. And wait, I need to add in the rice as well. I have to add a little bit more wine. Should have added the wine afterwards, but it might be okay. So we want to mix this up so that the rice is getting kind of coated with everything that's in here, but also it gets a little bit toasted, and then it's like absorbing the wine. I'll throw in a touch a little more. Just like with a risotto, really. Do that with a risotto, you put in some white wine. And you allow it to simmer off. We've got quite a high temp here, so I need to turn it down a little bit. Get other things ready. Doo-doo-doo. Soon we'll be adding in a lot more liquids. And then it'll be a case of waiting for the rice to absorb and cook to the standard we want it. Still drinking wine that smells shite? I don't think you're talking to me, right? Wish at this moment it would be helpful to have another pair of hands so I can be dealing with the dish and also doing. To be fair, I could have started preparing this earlier. Something I didn't do. That's alright. We just essentially want the wine to evaporate, which it is doing. And you see everything's starting to get a little bit stuck together now. You get little bits of rice everywhere. It's annoying. Okay, so we're going to put in our chopped tomatoes now. This adds in a bit of liquid for us. And we're going to also put the chicken that we did earlier. And pop that in there as well. I'm going to try and stir this around. I should maybe have got more tomatoes, I'm thinking. Oh, fuck's sake. See, there's a lot of stuff going to be falling out of the pan in this recipe. Yeah, I should have bought. I thought I had another can of tomatoes. That's annoying. Normally I have 400 grams of tomatoes. Wait, let me double check this. No, we're good. We're cooking, we're fine. Sorry, I'm all a little bit all over the place right now. Apologies. So I've got chicken stock over here ready. And now this turns into the classic risotto game of adding in the liquid. Not too much, making sure it's the right heat so that the rice absorbs it and all of the liquid doesn't just evaporate from the steam. But also enough so that it doesn't end up just clagging together. You know what I mean when I say claggy, right? It just gets kind of... There we go. So to recap, we seared off our bits of chicken. We ended up with chunks of cooked chicken. We had olive oil, and we added in the onion, the red peppers. Then we added some garlic. Then the chorito. Then we added in smoked paprika, thyme. Then we added in the rice, arborio rice, which we added in a bit of wine. When that all evaporated off, we added in chopped tomatoes and the chicken from before, excuse me, and now the chicken stock, and we're just going to let that kind of like soak in now. What the fuck, liquid? So, I mean, in this instance, it's chicken stock. Why is he saying it so obscurely? Because there's a distinct difference between like the solid parts and the liquid parts. So at the start, it starts off very dry with your solid parts, where you're adding in your vegetables, your meat, and the spices. And at that point, if you don't like do anything, then everything will just start burning at the bottom, and you'll end up with stuff getting stuck to the bottom of the pan, burning, it not tasting very nice, and the rice just, you know, being horrible. So then you need to add the liquid parts of it, which is like the tomatoes and stuff like that. If you add it too early, if you add the liquid parts too early, then you're basically diluting the flavors, and you won't get the flavors of all the things you added at the start, all the spices and stuff, because you've just got too much liquid. You basically created, you know, it's like how a soup is made, to put it into your language, I guess. When you make a soup, you actually have, like, you know, the solid parts to try and get the flavor, right? Even though the end result may be all liquid, it doesn't start that way. Anyway, we're just wanting this to like absorb now. Turning the heat down a little bit, because like I said, if you have the heat too low, then the rice won't cook. If you have the heat too high, you lose all of it from the steam, and then you end up with nothing. Hi Jordan, you have eggs? Nice. Why didn't you say sauce? Because it's not sauce. It's chicken stock. It's not a sauce. I'm not sure what your worry about the word liquid is. Essentially, we're making a sauce with all the things that we've got added in here. But basically we need to make the rice cooked, and then we start adding a few different things as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. Bit of salt. And black pepper as well. Bit of seasoning. Give that a stir as well. So we just got to monitor the liquid level, and then when it gets low, we add some more. We keep stirring, keep that movement up, and then, yeah, the rice will absorb and hopefully become cooked. If it doesn't, then something's going wrong. We found the impenetrable rice. So we do have extra stuff. We have the seafood, and we have peas as well. Peas are lovely. I like peas. But they also add a little bit of color, and the seafood is like the quintessential part of a paella as well. So. If you were following a cookbook recipe and it said add the liquid, you'd be concerned. Right, but I'm using it to describe multiple objects. The chopped tomatoes had some liquid in them, and the chicken stock is liquid. So someone you work with said slurs. That's wow. Can add a bit of saffron here that I have. More expensive than gold or something, isn't this? Per weight. Stupid ass expensive things. Turn the up a little bit here. I feel like it needs to be a little bit higher maybe. Hi Ernest. How's it going? Hey Gubbins. You wanna know how I buy paella? Go on. I can only imagine the bastardization of it. After you said that you pronounced jalapeno jalapeno, I think I was scarred for life. Haven't had the heart to tell my parents. This guy, and he pronounces it jalapeno. What? Anyone excited for Pokemon tomorrow? Oh, so remember like yesterday when I was playing Lost Judgment and I said I was going to sort everything out? Well, I sorted most of it out. But unfortunately, the end quest for the major side stuff is locked behind changing the time of the day, so I can't actually do it. But I've done everything else that I needed to do, so I'm ready to plow on with the main story tomorrow, and then Pokemon will arrive at some point, and we will play that. It should be fun. I might mix up the games. It depends on like if we've got plans IRL tomorrow. If not, I'll just game all night, I guess. Why can't you change the time? So in the game, the time of day is dependent on what chapter you're in. Depends what's happening in the main story at that particular time. So at the current time where I am in chapter 10, it's nighttime. But it can also be daytime or evening. Those are the 3 times a day. But you can't change it manually until you complete the entire game and have like the post-game mode. So I just have to beat the game and then do it afterwards. Find out what happens. Not watching PC gaming show? I'm not. No, I'm cooking. It's cooking stream day. Gubbin's voice message? I don't want to hear. Alright, I'm gonna play it for everyone to hear. Oh god, there's 2? Do I need to vet these before? This was 1 second.
Paella.
I'm hoping you guys heard that. He also pronounced it correctly in another message. It's actually Paella. Double L in Spanish is a just sound. But I guess it's the fact that my family is from the south. They're actually from a place called Marbella, but everyone says Marbella. Same way they say paella. They're very like, I guess it's like a dialect or an accent. Where the double L, they don't usually say the hard just sound. They just say the yes sound. But Gubbins is correct. It is paella. It is not pailala though. And you're lucky. I spoke to my parents this morning because if I remember that for the next time I speak to them, my dad will probably hunt you down. What? I remember when I was at primary school, we were looking at a map, and he was like, we were looking at a geography class or something. This kid was like, "Where's your family from?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a place called Marbella." He was like, "Where is it?" And I pointed to the map, and he was like, "That's Marbella." And I was like, "Well, in Spanish it's pronounced differently." And he was like, "No, I think you're wrong." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Dumbass. Anyway. You wouldn't drop the hard Y? What's this colouring? What do you mean? The dish? I mean, when you consider we've got tomatoes in here, the oils from the chorizo, we've got saffron, paprika, it's going to be a reddish orange colour. Camera is flashing? Oh. Very shit camera. It's getting steamed, it doesn't know what to do. Bless it. I actually don't need this. So I get that. That needs to be stirred. Oh yeah, I can see the... Maybe it's trying to like help itself? I don't know. It's trying to like... What's the word? It's trying to like adjust. It doesn't know what to do. I don't know. Bow, bow, bow. So yeah, tomorrow I'll start off by playing Lost Judgment. I might start early, I might start in normal time, I might start late. We'll see. But we'll play that tomorrow. And then we've got like 4 chapters to go. So we'll play until hopefully I finish the game. Which will probably be a few hours at least. And then hopefully by that time Pokemon arrives. And we get stuck in. Like I was saying the other day, I don't know what, like sometimes Cloudy cooks on a Friday, sometimes we get takeaway, sometimes we hang out with people, but if Cloudy's doing something else, I don't know, what he has plans for tomorrow, then I could stream all night, we could do a long stream. So I might play some Apex, might play some DVD or something just to keep me going. But most likely I'll just try and play as much Pokemon as possible. Ow, it's hot. Hot water's hot. Newsflash. Hi, Ray. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this without destroying everything. Nearly did it. Right, let's see how we're doing. Things are looking okay. Now this is a non-stick pan, which means legally nothing can stick to it. However, you can still burn stuff. Non-stick does not mean non-burn. So if you leave stuff on the bottom too long, then it will burn. This is why we need to keep making sure stuff isn't getting clumped up, stuff isn't getting stuck to the bottom, blah blah blah. We should be getting to about that point where the rice is cooked. Excuse me. That was in a non-stick pan. There we go. That's that says it all, really, doesn't it? When people just get their personal chefs to make food. Yeah. Why don't they, I guess? Mine's on permanent holiday. Yeah, if you'd done that grilled cheese on a normal pan, you'd have probably have had to throw in the pan away. It would have just been like become part of the pan. You would have had to have gone there with a knife, a hammer and chisel to remove the mess. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in the remainder of this. And give it a nice stir. As always, gang, if you want to see my past cooking ventures, I think !cooking is the command. There are unlisted VODs on my channel, my YouTube channel now. So if there's a game that I play through, if you go to my YouTube channel, scroll down to the bottom, there is a playlist of full game VODs and a playlist of cooking streams. So if ever you're like, oh damn, I really wish I'd seen CeeJaey cook that pizza, fear not, because I will upload it. I used to do it a long time ago, and then I stopped. But I'm back on it now. Alright, Gubbins, that's low. Okay, that's low, man. That hurts. I have feelings. You'd like to see a thigh? Wait, are we talking about food still? Or? Still need to look into that potential goose cooking, right? So I was considering cooking a goose for Christmas, or at least towards Christmas, but it doesn't seem to be something you can just get easily. It does not seem to be something that is cheap either. You had goose in Germany? Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never had goose before. Never had goose. Every time I Google it for like local supermarkets, it just comes up with like this little bitch chicken. I can't remember what it's called. Poussoir or something. It's like a little baby chicken. Whereas me and Cloudy call them the little boys. You know when you have like the little chickens, the little birds with their arms and legs, just sort of, they're all just there. It's a little boy. Little lads. Like the ones you get on like a spit roast, where they just slowly spin round. Little lad on the stick. Right, I'm hoping my rice is nearly cooked here. It's not, we're in trubs. Goosel? I have a goosel for Christmas. Nice to try new things when you travel? Yeah, absolutely. As the saying goes, when in Rome. No, I've never had goose, but it does seem like a pretty big venture for me to try. I'm going to have a look. I need to actually have a look around next time I go to a supermarket. See if I can get a frozen one or something. Small, like not a big one, just like a smallish one. Did you hear the rumors that the first game of the World Cup has already been rigged by the Qataris? So the only reason the World Cup is being held in Qatar, for those of you who don't know, is because the old FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, was a corrupt piece of shit, and basically it's in Qatar because he got paid a lot of bribes for it. But apparently some of the players from the Qatari and the Ecuadorian teams have said that they have been offered, the Ecuadorians were offered multiple millions to throw the game 1-0 for Qatar in the second half. Because the hosts always kick off the first game. Don't know how true this is, but yeah. Is paella Mexican or Portuguese? It's neither. When will I buy this? I can't see that, I'm afraid. You tried alpaca and guinea pig? Ah, yeah, in Peru I know they have lots of guinea pigs, right? It's quite like a common thing over there. Didn't realize they ate alpacas though. Sauce? Some dude on Twitter. Some article on Twitter. Like I said, don't know if it's true or not. Probably not, but it's, in this day and age, any sort of shit could be true. Come and see me. Oh, yes, you linked me to that before, didn't you? Yes, I remember. Right, I'm going to give this a little taste. Mmm. Oh, damn. That tastes good. Ooh. Oh, baby. That's good. Alright. So what we do now is we add seafood and peas. Now, I don't know if Leah's still here, because she probably not like what I'm about to say. But because these are frozen, they add a little bit more liquid. That's a little bit more. Oh, this is like a clump of these. Elbow drop it. Ah, fuck! That hurts. Alright. That'll do. Then we add in some seafood. This is squid, mussels, and prawns. Like I said, paella is traditionally just seafood. This one has seafood and chicken. But if you don't like any of those things, you can replace it. Like my late grandma used to do, she used to add pork, she used to add beef, she used to add just different things. She'd always have seafood in there, because we all like seafood, but like I said, if you like the concept of a paella, but you're not a fan of like a particular thing, you can probably just substitute it out. I guess you could do a true veggie paella if you really wanted to. It would feel a bit wrong, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess you could do it. You'd have to add something, because if you've not got like chicken or any other meat or chorizo or seafood, then it's gonna feel like it needs something else in there. I don't know what you could add. So what we're doing now is basically just mixing this bad boy up, ready to serve. Waiting for all the other bits to be ready to eat. Doesn't that look pretty? I tell you, the peas add a bit of colour to it. Much needed colour. It must taste awesome. It's very nice, if you're talking about this. Do you know paellas have peas? I've always had peas in them. But, oh, hello. Yeah. How do I keep this warm? For like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this warm like properly for a long time. Cloudy's not ready for it now, unfortunately. I'll be back in a moment. So, we just keep this warm for a little bit. Should be fine. Food is expensive in the UK now as well. The prices of stuff went up, yeah. I mean, our energy prices went up, so electricity bills and stuff have gone through the roof. But also, yeah, general grocery shopping went up quite a lot, unfortunately. For a comparison, I used to buy, well, I still buy, but there's these 6-pack of eggs from Tesco's. I used to buy 6 eggs, and it used to be 70p, and then they just one day decided to put them up to 95. And there was similar price increases elsewhere. A veggie paella would be close to egg fried rice. Yeah, it would be, pretty much. It would be vegetables with rice. It would be like a risotto, I suppose. You're not a fan of all the plant stuff in there? I mean, in terms of vegetables, there's peas, onions, pepper, tomatoes. Which, you know, I mean, if you don't like peppers, you don't like peas, sure. The onions are kind of necessary, and the tomatoes are kind of necessary. I put the heat down like really low just to keep this warm. I'm hoping it doesn't dry out. Pienso que la paella que la cocina debe ser mi comida por la noche. Muy bien. There will be loads left, Andres. If you were here, you are more than welcome to partake in a bowl. You'd add cherry tomatoes to it as well. See, this has chopped tomatoes in. You could add cherry tomatoes if you wanted to, like half or wholes, like you do with like a thingy. Some people like their paella in a very liquid state. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's down to what you prefer. Like I said, there's the traditional one, which is just seafood. People like to add different things. Some people like it kind of liquidy. I always, like, when I describe it to people who don't know what a paella is, I say it's something similar to a risotto. Similar sort of vibe. And if you have a liquidy risotto, that's pretty much soup at that point, right? So, yeah, I mean, it essentially comes down to like what you prefer. I'm going to pull up a seat actually while I'm waiting. It should be fine, right? Just on one. Keep it warmed through. When Cloudy gets back. People will be sitting down to eat. Ugh, I'm gonna sit down. Ugh. Yeah, so yeah, I prefer it. Like, you obviously have to have a little bit more of a liquid in there, but yeah, not too soupy. Freeze it and you'll come visit? Dude, I'm not gonna freeze it and give you, I'll make you fresh if you ever came and visit. I remember when Toast came last year for like, he came to visit for like 2.5 weeks. I think one of the first days I made a paella. Or at least I made one when... Oh, it was the second week he was here. So the first week I'd been cooking stuff on and off during the week. And then when Cloudy got back, because he was in Newcastle, I cooked paella, and there was like a whole bunch left over. So I was like, oh, I'll leave that for leftovers, and I put it in the freezer. And then the next day, Toast was like, you got any more of that paella? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, whack it in the microwave, dude. She always says we can just come by and you'll feed us. Yeah, if you guys ever came and visit, of course I'd cook. I'd cook food, and then we'd go out, and then Great times. A paella once it was seafood, you thought it was delicious. Nice. This is literally your favorite dish? You're making some tonight? Yo, paella bros. It's good to hear, Nighty. You had chopped tomatoes and cherry tomatoes? This has chopped tomatoes in it. The white bits are squid, yeah. So, to start off, you have onions, which you soften with some olive oil. Also red peppers. Then you add some garlic. After that, we added chorizo. Then that chorizo sort of releases the oils into the veg there. Then we added some smoked paprika and then thyme. Mix that together. Then we added in the rice, arborio rice. Toasted it for a little bit with some white wine. Waited until the white wine evaporated off. When the white wine's evaporated off, we added the chopped tomatoes and the cooked chicken, which we'd cooked beforehand, along with some chicken stock. We seasoned it, and then we just left it on a medium to low heat until the rice absorbed all the liquid. Kept adding stock until it was ready. When the rice feels like it's ready, add in peas, seafood, which is a mix of prawns, squid, and mussels, and then you're good to go. Do you cook onions till translucent? Yeah, I cook them until they're sort of softened up. I like cooking. Yeah, I mean I never really cooked when I was younger, which is ironic, seeing as my mum was a cook. She's a very good baker. She used to cook and design wedding cakes for people as well. It's like a side hustle. Yeah, and I never really paid much attention to cooking. I didn't really care about cooking when I was a kid. And when I went to uni, I was 18. I didn't really know how to cook. I had to learn how to boil pasta, which, it's water and pasta. But then throughout uni, I didn't really know how to cook very much stuff, so I just learned as I went along. I mostly ate things like pasta, noodles, typical uni stuff. Anything that was reduced, I'd eat it. And then as I got a little bit older, I learned a few recipes here and there. I'd just go online and be like, cool, a recipe. I made a few different things. I mostly like cooking for other people. So when I was dating somebody that I live with, when I lived with a partner, I would make her her favorite dishes. We cook roast together and stuff like that. So that was something that I enjoyed doing. But when it was just for myself, I didn't really care. I just eat anything. So it wasn't until I moved here back in 2019, start 2019, so just coming up to 4 years ago, I decided I'd do some cooking streams and try out different things, try out different recipes that I'd not done before, try and expand my repertoire, I guess. And try and do different things, because I knew how to cook basic food, but it was nice to do different things, And over the past 4 years, I've really enjoyed cooking. There's lots of different things out there I've done, and I've found it really enjoyable, and yeah. Yeah, carbonara is a really simple, quick, and easy thing to do. Teriyaki chicken and rice. Man can afford meat. My dude, I used to buy pot noodles and super noodles. Not even the brand name. I used to buy the cheap ass home brand ones. And I would sit there and I'd eat the bland, tasteless stuff just so that I could afford to eat for the next month while also going out with friends. You don't drink. Well, then, yeah, that explains a lot. You've been banned from your friends from cooking? Oh dear. I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm a super cook or anything, but I think I know how to do a lot of different dishes, and I think I've picked up quite a bit of experience doing it. So, yeah, when Toast came to visit last year, he was down here for like 2.5 weeks, and I cooked pretty much every day during that time because I was like, well, I have a bunch of stuff, and I like cooking for people if they're going to enjoy it. So, and Cloudy cooks. Cloudy also cooks like a couple of times a week. If it like, for example, I the other day, so last week we had a Chinese takeaway. We had some prawn crackers, right? And I we had some prawn crackers left over, right? And I was like, don't chuck them out. I'll just eat them with like some hummus or something. Like that was a meal for a couple of days. Like it's just whatever. Is this kind of busting? Thanks, Geddes. Pack of chicken breasts and mince every week. What the fuck? Dude, I honestly, I don't think I ever bought mince while I was at uni. The only meat I ever bought was sausages from, so our closest supermarket was Sainsbury's, and they have the Sainsbury's Basics range, and I think it was £1 for a pack of 20 frozen sausages. They were awful. I think legally these days they wouldn't be considered sausages. But it was easy. Somebody in our flat had a George Foreman grill, so I would just buy those, whack them on the grill. That's some protein for me. Let's go. Like that was a what you call it? That was like hangover food. Rest of the time it was just pasta. I've never heard of rice that comes in a bag that you put in the water. How'd you burn water? Shit protein intake? I mean, look, when I was younger, I wasn't too concerned about having a healthy diet. I look at my bank account. Do I have enough money to go out drinking with my friends? Yeah, great. Like my food intake for like my first sort of 2 years, 2.5 years of uni was I would like eat like kebab on the way home after a night out, and I would eat cereal in the morning, and I would eat pasta or noodles. Anything else was from the reduced section or like frozen sausages or like just shit like that. We never really cooked or did stuff with each other like that. We were all pretty like-minded, which I don't regret at all, because I made some amazing friends and we had some amazing memories, everything. But we weren't exactly the most mature group. But we used to eat together. Like we would like cook our respective dishes and then like sit and watch like Simpsons. So each day, 6 p.m. Simpsons was on Channel 4. 6:30 was Hollyoaks. 7 was Friends on E4. 7:30 was Scrubs on E4. And that 2 hour period was when everyone was usually getting home from like either part-time job, uni lectures, whatever, gym, or getting out of bed after a really bad hangover. And then everyone would like cook pasta or noodles or whatever. And we'd just sit there, and during that 2 hour period, everyone was just sort of in the kitchen / living room. And then that was when we were like, so where are we going tonight? And then everyone would start getting ready, and then the pre-drinking would start. And rinse and repeat for like 2 years. And then we had to like actually study. Pasta has decent protein. I mean, I used to put tuna in it sometimes. If I could find cheap tuna, I'd put tuna and make like a tuna pasta bake. That was about as much as I did. You're gonna make bolognese for dinner, but your stomach's been hungry, so you make nachos instead? What? How does that make sense? Surely nachos would be worse for your stomach. One thing we used to do is like stack up on Domino's offers, get a bunch of pizzas, and then you'd eat half the pizza the before a night out, and then the next morning eat leftover pizza to cure the hangover. Oh. I mean, part of me misses that time. Because, okay, there was like lectures and shit, but oh, I think people are back, so we're ready to serve up. It was mostly just pissing about and not caring. Ugh. Oh no, I'm caught up. No! Get the fuck out! Hi. I was tangled up. Right, we're ready to serve. You would hate that life? Well, just as well it was my life and not yours. I mean, I think when people go to uni, they either put on weight because of the drinking, or they lose weight because they don't eat properly. That's generally how it goes. Right, I'm going to move you guys over here for a moment, so you can see. I'm going to turn this fucker off. You can actually hear myself think. Oh my gosh. Right, let's go. Let's go ladle. We're ladling. See, this recipe is labeled for 6, and I cut it down, right, in half, and it still makes more. So I think the original recipe isn't for 6. I think the original recipe is for like 15 or something. Da-da-da. Why do you assume it's cloudy here? It could be anybody. It could be Gordon Ramsay coming to judge my food. Why do you assume? Could be Elon Musk popping round for a visit, asking for my advice on the Twitter scenario. You guys don't know. You guys don't know my life. Alright, there we go. I'll put a little bit more on that one. See, like, okay. There's like decent ass portions. How is this for 3 if the original was for 6? Changes numbers. There we are, gang. We're done. Intermittent fasting? Yeah, I see that at uni when I couldn't afford to eat, yeah. So you're telling me it's not cloudy? I'm just telling you, don't assume it's him, alright? Because you know what assume does? It makes an ass out of you and me. Alright guys, I can put you a bit closer to the camera. But because it's 720p, it's not going to look great. I'll take a picture. That's it for this week. I have no idea what I'm going to cook next week, by the way. I thought at one point I had like everything sorted out. I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to cook for the next sort of 20 years. And why is it so steamy? It's because there's one in this one, right? Bam. Yeah, so I can't remember. So if anyone can remember what I said, can you remind me? Who else is it going to be? I don't know. It could be anyone. There's more than one person here for the record. So there, Ray. You idiot. You've been embarrassed in front of millions. All these people are laughing at you, Peepo Point. Alright guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, Lost Judgment, and we're going to finish it. Hopefully. And when Pokemon arrives, we play that. And then we'll see where we go from there. Sound good? Alright. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.